positive and negative reinforcement. Rather, positive versus negative reinforcement. This is one of those things that we hear just spouted off left and right so much that eventually you believe it and everybody's saying it. And the people that know what they're fucking talking about just kind of sit on the sideline and don't even talk about it. If they were to talk about it, well, these people look at them like, are you fucking crazy? So they just keep the shit to themselves. They don't want to look like they're highfalutin and smarter than everybody else. So they just keep their mouth shut, which makes them smarter than everybody else, because it makes everybody else dumber, because they go on believing the things that they fucking heard. Positive versus negative reinforcement. We think of positive reinforcement as giving somebody something good, and negative reinforcement is just giving them a buttload of shit, and it's like, that's not the way it works. Positive reinforcement, in the way I said it, is correct in its own way. It's giving something to somebody. It's giving something to somebody, whether it's punishment or reward. You get a gold star, kid. He's like, yeah, that's a reward. I can take that forward, and pretty soon they'll buy me a car for my high school graduation or something. I don't know. Send me off to college and get me a doctor that lives in my dad's real estate complex to say I've got bone spurs and I can't go to Vietnam or whatever war it is, That's that path. One way of it. But it's giving something to somebody. But if you punish somebody by making them stack wood, it's also positive reinforcement. It gives them time to have to fucking work. It's time that they don't have to just fuck off and burn another building. And all the while that they're doing that, they're learning the value of work. See, if you do a good job, doesn't matter how hard it was, when you look at the end, you go, it's like running a 10K. About 2/3 of the way through it, about 4 miles, you're going, what the fuck was I doing this for? And you're running like hell. And you just, the last mile, 2 miles, you're saying, I'm never running one of these fucking things again. Because for some reason, when you're out there, you want to see how much you're capable of, and you push yourself as hard as you normally would, harder than you normally would. But then there at the end, you get up off the ground, you go, and all of a sudden you're like, when's the next one? So that's what you do when you stack a pile of wood. You put it in like puzzles. My dad taught me puzzle pieces. It's all a puzzle, and you do a good job. You feel good about yourself. You even forget you were being punished for a minute. And on top of that, during that time, the last 2 miles, last mile that you're doing this, you're thinking about the things that you did. You've probably already been thinking about them anyway, but by this time, it hurts enough that you're just like, I'm never doing that again. And so you get good value of work. You get that's positive reinforcement, even though it's through punishment. Hell, even beating the kid with the trash can for forgetting to take the trash out is positive reinforcement. It's giving something. That's the idea of positive giving. That might not make the kid happy. But it's positive reinforcement. That's the thing. Negative reinforcement is taking something away. And so you say, okay, I'm taking away your TV for a week. And you're like, fuck. And every time you're walking by, you hear the TV go on or the Minecraft or whatever the hell's going on in that room. And you get, hey, I thought I told you. And he's taking my shit away. They get nothing out of it but hatred for you for holding them accountable. That's negative reinforcement, means taken away. And so it's not just like, you're an asshole. That's pretty negative reinforcement. It's not that. So now we know the difference between positive and negative reinforcement. And with negative, it's the difference between abuse and neglect in the community. However it is. Department of Social Services or something like that. Abuse and neglect. Abuse, there are levels of it. And neglect comes down there. You can be punished as much for neglect as you can be punished for abuse. Leaving somebody in a room to rot in their sores and starve to death. That's neglect. That's negative reinforcement. You're punishing those people and they're getting nothing out of it. And so as we think about the difference between abuse and neglect, positive and negative reinforcement, I'm coming to believe that we're doing that guy a great disservice by not having men in white coats. What happened to the guys in white coats that used to show up and take people's wives away? By not having the men in the white coats show up and take him to a mental facility because they are neglecting him. His quality of life is just rotten. He's obviously in need of help. As I look at these things, I see the way he talks. Everything keeps coming up just because, and it's like now that we're at the verge of a civil war, or still are, or whatever it is. I haven't gotten a call on that one yet. You realize you need to start getting to know these people and this guy and the freaks that come of the lie. You watch things of him at the G7 conference and then trying to sell and just turning, twisting, everything's crazy. All you got to do is watch the video. You don't have to listen to anything anybody's saying. All it takes is looking at the transcripts and the trying to cover for the stupid shit he did. The White House is going crazy. They're like, what are we supposed to say this? But they're starting to believe it too. You got to be careful. You got to put that guy away, otherwise he's going to ruin his entire world. He's being neglected by not having somebody showing up and getting his mind straight. He's totally out of his mind. This is long ago, and he's only getting older. I mean, how old do you have to be before they take away your license?